What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the second showdown breakdown of the Thanksgiving slate. We've got the Raiders at Dallas taking on the Cowboys. Turkey Bowl, the big game. Where my turds at? Let's do this. All right, I'm back with the GOAT himself, Bobbywow, a.k.a. Bobby Millions, a.k.a. Bobby Ducats, can barely walk straight, got big wads of $1 million cash in the pockets from all the DFS winnings. And we're taking a look at the Thursday Showdown special, Cowboys Raiders. And Bobbywow, let me give you some stats here. All right, let me hit you with the stats.
Yeah.
Okay. Defensive stats. Ready for this? Raiders run defense, 15th DVOA, middle of the pack. 29th in yards allowed per carry. That's a lot. Pass defense, 23rd overall DVOA. So essentially, Raiders, not that good defensively. It's fair. Cowboys are really interesting in this one area. So Cowboys against the pass, 3rd overall, man. Why didn't somebody tell us this last week before we loaded up on these guys against the Chiefs? And the Chiefs and that, Cowboys number 3. Did you know this?
No.
We knew. Just didn't care because it was the Chiefs. It didn't matter. So that's your defensive statistics. This game right now has the line has been rising. I'm seeing it as high as Cowboys -8. And at one point it was -7. So obviously money pouring in on the Cowboys here. That's the setup. Now the big news issue concern, let's see if people can see the screen. I'm making it bigger. Bobbywow is, will he or won't he play CeeDee Lamb? What do you say?
I think he's going to play. I think he cleared the last hurdle. What is there, 5 concussion protocol steps, and he cleared the 5th one today. So I think it'd be a shock if he didn't play at this point, and he's going to play all the snaps, right?
This is really, really important because I've had a couple of people. Oh yeah. And Vince is right. It's because Tyron Smith is playing. Dallas plays so much better when Smith is in the game. It's crazy. It's legit. Now, so good call on that, Vince. And here's the thing, Bobbywow. This is a mistake that a lot of people make, and smart people. If you come off of a concussion and you're in the game, you are full go as if you never had an injury.
Yes.
There is no lingering after effect to a concussion. If the lingering after effect exists, you still have the concussion. It's yes or no. So the Q tag, ignore it. But the field won't. I've already had these conversations with people like, well, I'm coming off a concussion. They might not give him all the snaps. That's not how it works. It's not how any of this works. You know what that's from? That's the I Unfriend You commercial. You don't know it. Do you know it?
No, I don't.
Oh my God. I want to put it on screen right now just for you, and just forget the whole showdown breakdown and show you the I Unfriend You. I've been saying it for years. Fade the chalk, I unfriend you. It's in your line in the theme song. What would Bobbywow do? Fade the chalk, I unfriend you. You don't even know what it's from.
No, I've heard that before. I just don't know what it's from. Yeah.
Oh my God. After this, we talk. I got to show you what I'm talking about. Okay.
Deal.
Just sorry. Total nothing to do with this. All right. So let's talk about this game. I lose my train of thought. It's too much content. All right. Dallas, heavy favorites, right? Dak Prescott, one of the best plays on the big slate, but certainly, super in play here. At running back, Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard. Are you okay with playing both these guys together? If Dallas is smashing, I think both Zeke and Pollard could eat.
Yeah, it's so tough for me to play both those guys. I mean, I guess it's possible, but how often do we see both of those guys going off. Especially, it's not like Pollard is that cheap. That's the other part of the problem.
Yeah, he's not priced cheap enough. I mean, I think more interesting with Pollard is Zeke has the knee issue, in and out of games now for a couple of weeks. He's come out, he's been in the tent, he comes back in. That's happened a couple times in the last few weeks. So I think it's just worth keeping an eye on. It's the best I would say. So the other thing is we're going with the assumption that CeeDee Lamb is going to play. And I'll ask you this. I mean, Michael Gallup is priced up as if CeeDee Lamb's not going to play.
He is. It's crazy. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's obviously a smash play. I think all this does is it lowers the ownership significantly on Gallup. So I think CeeDee's a slam dunk cash play on DraftKings, where I would say Gallup is definitely more of a tournament option at his price and ownership.
Price. Yeah, I mean, he's very expensive. He's priced as a starter. Look, Lamb is way cheaper than Gallup.
He is cheaper. Yep.
That's bananas. That's crazy. All right, so really interesting for the showdown. Yeah, Gallup had 10 targets, but Lamb was out of the game. But I think Gallup is still going to get a bunch of targets.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't think Gallup's not playable. The other thing I was thinking about is if let's say you make lineups for this today. See, this is a tough situation. Let's say you make lineups for this today, and then you're at your family's house, you're eating turkeys tomorrow. Like, you're not home. You're not by the computer. You're eating turkey. You're having the cranberries, all of it. Stuffing. Drinking Blue Moons. Like, they didn't have Blue Moons. You're like, all right, what do you got? And it's like some craft beer. Like, oh, shit. Fancy ass. Damn it. All right.
Oh, my God.
All right, I'll take the Horsehead, the Horsehead, like, brewing company beer. Fine. I'll have it. I'll have a Horsehead. I'll have the Machine Gun Special beer. Fine.
Horsehead.
Of course, it's an IPA. It's an IPA.
No IPAs. I can't do IPAs.
It's definitely an IPA. Like, dude, you don't have, like, Budweiser? Like, no, I have this IPA. Shit. Fuck. All right, I'll have the IPA. So you're drinking an IPA, an IPA. And then they're like, Lamb not cleared. Oh, no. Wait a minute. What are you going to do? You can't mass swap to Gallup. So basically, you're mass swapping to Dalton Schultz. You've got 80% exposure now to Dalton Schultz. Better hope he does well.
Which you know what? At the end of the day, it's not as bad as it sounds. But yes, not an ideal situation to be in.
It's a little scarier on the main slate. I've already been through this. It's scarier on the main slate. So again, if you're not going to be home, tomorrow, be aware that there's that possibility that maybe he doesn't get cleared. But I'm playing it as if he does. All right. I've spent way too much time on that. The whole IPA example dragged it out quite longer than it probably needed to be. Sorry about that. My bad. Okay. Michael Gallup, Cedric Wilson. So, yeah, I like Cedric Wilson. Totally playable as well. Probably overpriced. Let's see where his price is. Cedric, 5,400. I'm okay with it. 7 targets last week. That's a lot of targets. Didn't do anything. He's a bit of a bonehead.
You know what? Was it him or was it Noah Brown that were dropping balls left and right? One of those two guys dropped a bunch of passes.
I can't remember. That game was so disgusting.
It was gross.
I think it was Cedric Wilson, and he's done that before.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's done it. You remember he had like he's just done that before. He's had a lot of chances to pop off.
Yep.
But, he's had a lot of chances. So the flip side is he's had a lot of chances to pop off. Right? I don't expect Noah Brown or Malik Turner or Semi Farquhar to be very involved here. And everybody was dropping. That was one of those games, everyone was thrown out. Like, it was like that Rams game where Cooper Kupp's dropping passes too, and Higbee dropping 2. And it's just like one of those games. So Dalton Schultz, really, really popular play at tight end. Yeah, he's great. So the other turd tight ends, you don't really need to play on the Cowboys. The nice thing about the Cowboys, Bobbywow, is they don't have like turds that you got to worry about. Noah Brown, is he the turd?
Not that many. Yeah, probably Noah Brown. I mean, It's tough to say. I think Wilson is probably the guy that's mostly slotting in for Cooper, but Noah Brown was on the field a ton even before CeeDee Lamb went out. So he's so cheap. I do not hate getting some shots in tournaments on Noah Brown. He's just insanely cheap.
Noah Brown's probably the best turd on the Cowboys team, and the only one. The rest of them are not cheap. They're not turds. Malik Turner, that really does feel a little turdly. That feels like, with Lamb in there, but he's done right. He's had good games. He
gets a target a game, and he's on the field for 10% of the snaps. I just don't know how you could go him over Noah Brown for $200 less.
Absolutely. Now, before we get to the Raiders, guys, this is on the public feed, so I got to mention that we're having a special over at DFS Army. If you want to hang with Bobbywow and the crew in our Discord, get access to the Domination Station, the cheat sheets, the optimizer, the Sims for NBA, which people say are the best in the industry. So many awesome things at DFS Army. We're having a Black Friday promo. Sorry, everybody who's a DFS Army subscriber. It's not for you. New members get half off of their first month. Promo code Black Friday. And even current members, if you use the code, if you want to cancel and sign back up, I'm not going to, you can do it too. You could do it too. So you get a month at half price, Black Friday special. We don't do this at DFS Army. By the way, we're already half the price of the other sites before this, because we're all about average Joes into DFS pros at DFS Army. We're about leveling the playing field. So we made the price affordable for everyone, even though we produce more winners than other sites, even though our tools are superior to other sites. And you see it because of all the wins. You know about the sim. People tell me the 7X sim tool for NBA is like the thing that makes them the most money.
Yep.
Cool. Love that. That's just one of like 14 NBA tools that we have. We have so many NFL tools, you don't even have a chance to use them all. Premium tools. It's awesome. So get signed up at DFS Army as a VIP right now. Go do it before it goes away. Black Friday special. A couple days early. Got to wake up early on Friday. We ended at 6 a.m. on Friday. You like that, Bobbywow? We're making them wake up early. 6 a.m. on Friday, it shuts down.
Get your butts up. I mean, in the old days, you'd have to show up somewhere to do that. DFS Army,
you
just log in. Do it from your pajamas.
Yeah. Like before I head out to Staples to get the free, what do you call it? Calculator. You don't get one every year? Like what? I'm weird. I'm weird that I go to Staples at 6 a.m. to get the calculator.
You're dating yourself, Geek.
And the extension. Do they not do that anymore? You
Kids
remember
my
that?
age don't even know what calculators are.
Oh, shit. The extension cord. You don't get the extension cord every year?
Okay. No, we set up Christmas lights. We need to stock up on those extension cords.
Yeah.
So I'm all in on that.
Yeah, dude. Fucking Black Friday specials.
Love it.
$1 extension cord over at Staples. They didn't even pay for that advertisement. I did that free. So anyway, Black Friday promo code, DFSArmy.com, 6 a.m. Friday morning. It shuts down, but we turned it on now, so you don't have to get up. You can use it now. All right. Raiders. 6 a.m. Do you like that? Dick moved it. If you're in California, you got to be up at 3 a.m. for that one. It shuts down. All right, here we go. Derek Carr's been looking like shit. Is this team getting worse ever since Gruden was fired? Was Gruden good as a coach?
I don't have a comment on that. I don't know
this about his personal attitudes. I'm just saying, like, have they gotten worse? Or is it my imagination? Like, or maybe it's just variance.
I feel like they won the week after and looked pretty good, but then it's been downhill since that win. It's been a rough 3 weeks for the Raiders, especially Derek Carr. He's looked pedestrian again.
Was it Gruden?
I mean, who's to say at this point? It could be.
I don't know. I always thought Gruden was kind of like a clown. I never thought he was a good coach. Now I'm like, maybe I was wrong. I'm questioning everything. Or maybe it's just natural variance and they just had a couple bad games. That's probably the more likely scenario, right?
That could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Probably. So at running back, it's really tough with the Raiders. The only thing that I could say is ever since the loss of Ruggs, they're throwing to Josh Jacobs a little bit more, and I don't know why, but that's just what's happening. So, Jacobs and Kenyon Drake, 40, 50, like a really close splits, 60-40 kind of splits. If the Raiders fall behind, which they might in this game, they're underdogs, I don't mind a little bit of Kenyon Drake here. I think he's sneaky. Do you think we need to play? Do you think we need to play Jacobs on this one?
Oh man, he's so cheap, Geek, especially on DraftKings. They priced him below Tony Pollard.
Did they?
And I know he's not. I know he hasn't been very good, but oh my gosh, he's gonna break out one of these weeks, and we're gonna be like, oh my God, Josh Jacobs was 6,800 and we didn't play him on a showdown. This could be that game. I've never been a big Kenyon Drake fan anyway, so there's a little bit of bias there. But like you said, he's been getting involved in the passing game, and at 6,800, he really doesn't have to do all that much, I mean, 15, 16 points might do it.
He's finally priced correctly. I think part of the problem with him, and you sour on a player that's been, even on the main slates, 6K plus, and he hasn't even sniffed making value at 6K, not once.
Yeah.
But again, Showdown is different. I mean, Showdown, 17 points, 15 points, that's probably good enough, no?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's too cheap to ignore. That's it.
Yeah. I think he can be played. I don't love Josh Jacobs. I'm not a big fan of his career so far, but I don't care. I don't know the person, but the career hasn't been like great. If you took him as a dynasty pick, you're probably upset.
Which I did.
Yeah. I mean, he's not good for your dynasty team. It's not great for your NFT league team if you bought his NFT. I got Josh Allen in the NFT league. Much better than Jacobs.
My gosh.
6,800 is fair. That's a fair price. All right. So looking at the wide receivers for the Raiders, I just think it's interesting that it's Renfrow, Edwards, Zay Jones getting almost all the snaps, a little bit mix of Deshaun Jackson, little mix of Deshaun. And then, of course, Waller on the field. Not a lot of turds in this one either, Bobbywow. I don't think this is a turdly game at all. I mean, the biggest turd is Zay Jones, and he's on the field 72% of the time.
I was going to say, Zay Jones is, he's an edge play. He's just so cheap. And like you said, he's on the field a bunch. I don't think we're ever going to see Deshaun Jackson approaching a 40% or 50% snap share. So Zay Jones is going to get the snaps, and he is, I know we say this a lot, he's the Nelson Aguilar of this slate. He runs deep routes. I think every one of his last 4 catches have been at 20 yards or more. So I love Zay Jones. He's one guy I'll be way, way, way overweight on.
Zay above Deshaun, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. So, if you look at the snaps, and again, the targets aren't crazy good at all, but the snaps are there 72% of the time on the field. We already talked about Hunter Renfrow on the other show, but Hunter Renfrow, he's great. He gets 8 to 12 targets, like pretty consistent, but or 7 to 12 targets, kind of pretty consistent, which is normally really good. But he doesn't have a lot of yak upside. He doesn't get a big red zone role. Third and Renfrow. So I like him on the Showdown, but his upside is kind of like capped at around 20 fantasy points most weeks. No?
Completely agree. Yep.
Very short pass.
This isn't. Yeah,
it's just not a role that produces the 30-point game, but he's very consistent. Where's his price? Yeah, and they got him priced up though, dude. They got him priced up real high. Above, I mean, you're going to pay for fucking Hunter Renfrow above CeeDee Lamb? Like, all right, for those of you who are thinking about doing this, I want you to transport your brain to your fantasy football league right now. We're not talking about DFS, right? And I'm in your fantasy football league with you. And I'm like, hey, I got Hunter Renfrow. You got CeeDee Lamb. Let's swap them up. Swap them up. What would you tell that person if they just offered you that trade, Bobbywow? What would you do? What would Bobbywow do?
If someone offered me Renfrow
like
for Lamb?
Yeah. Like they offered you Renfrow for Lamb and you get the offer, it's sitting there. And what do you say? Do you say anything? Do you do it? What do you do? What are you thinking at that moment?
I mean, I'm praying for that person and their sanity because that's the most ridiculous trade ever, right?
You're like the nicest person ever. I don't even know how we became besties because I'm going to tell you right now, the difference between you're praying, you're like, I pray for that person for his ignorance, right? You're like the nicest person ever. You know what I do? Do you know what I do? I'm like, you motherfucker, how dare you? You're going to send me an offer of Hunter Renfrow for CeeDee Lamb? Do I look like an asshole? Like I lose my shit.
I mean, okay.
I started losing
some
my
of that was
yelling at that person.
I agree. I'm in the same boat in my head. I'm thinking some of the same things. So we're not all that far off.
Your just reaction is the correct, like, nice human being reaction. And I'm like a lunatic. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I start ridiculing that person. Then I start sending them offers that are worse. I'm like, no, you know what? How about this? I'll give you, and I'll be like, find the worst garbage. Like, how about Salvin Ahmed for your Cooper Kupp? How does that look? Well, let's do that trade. I'll throw in a third rounder. Like, that's what I do. That's
the correct response right there.
I lose my shit. Like, I get angry, and then I want to ridicule and belittle, and then I screenshot it. I share it with the whole league and go, this guy thinks I'm going to give him CeeDee Lamb for Hunter Renfrow. Like, that's happening, right? And that's happening on screen here. They priced CeeDee Lamb under Hunter Renfrow. What is going on? And you know what's even crazier? In the showdown, Hunter Renfrow is going to outscore him. You know that's going to happen. Right?
Now he will. Yeah.
I would just lose my shit at that situation, and you'd be like so much more polite about it. It's like, no, I appreciate the offer, but I'm going to stick with what I have. I feel like, you motherfucker. It's just so different. All right. Where was I? It's a lot of content today, Bobbywow. I'm off the rails.
Yeah, we were talking about Vegas and their potential turds that aren't really turds, right? Zay Jones.
Yeah, not very turdly. How about the island of Foster Moreau? I think
has he scored touchdowns in 3 straight weeks?
Yeah, this dude. First of all, he had like a week of smash when Waller wasn't in. We know that anybody can get injured at any time. There's that possibility. But yeah, I mean, he had a touchdown the big week when he started, and then a bunch of zeros with nothing at all. Yikes. So no, it's just last week he just had the miracle touchdown, but 2 targets.
Yeah, even going him, I mean, does 8.9 even get you there at his price? He's not min price.
2,600. It's below the kicker. Remember he's below the K zone.
True.
He's below.
But he's in the Z zone.
He is in the
above the Z zone.
I have a whole thing in my head about Zay and Z and Zoo, and that being one of the pronouns that some people use. But I know so little about them that I can't even joke. I don't have jokes about it. It's just in my head, like Z, Zoo. I just want to like go off on that, but I don't know how to. Sorry. Zay.
That's all right.
The Zay zone is pretty good. Yeah, see, Duke of Trey, because, right? Isn't it only because he's so mispriced that he's going to go off? Like, because we all think we're sharp, like, I'm going to play the motherfucker more than Lamb. And then, of course, he's going to pass Lamb because that's how showdowns go. It's a one game. Anything can happen. All right, so Zay Jones has not had a good game, Bobbywow. Not yet this year. But he's out there for all the snaps. And you know, with the Raiders, it's just that one pass. We've seen it. What about Bryan Edwards?
Look, I'm going to sound crazy. I really like both of those cheaper Raiders receivers. I know Bryan Edwards is a very good receiver. Derek Carr just has been very bad the last 3 weeks. But I think they're going to look to get Edwards and Jones both more involved. So Bryan Edwards is really the WR1, and he's priced at 4,200. So I hope people look at that last game and get really scared. I'm going to be all over Bryan Edwards as well. He's just too cheap.
Got to play some Edwards, but I definitely would be one of those people who's like, oh, that's scary. He got 0 targets. What the fuck was that? What was that?
Derek Carr. Wide receivers had 6 total targets last week. 6.
Doing Derek Carr? What are you doing? How much of a priority play is Waller? Yeah, that's right. Hold on a second. Vince is right. I forgot about the Trey Diggs treatment. Is it? Are they going to put? Maybe they'll shift Diggs over to Waller.
Yeah, I don't know that they would shadow Bryan Edwards with Diggs. Could happen.
Yeah,
but I would think he would cover Waller more often.
I mean, they don't normally put a cornerback on a tight end, but I think you can't count on. Well, honestly, I don't think you can count on this, Vince. I'm not even sure that anybody on the Cowboys is like, oh, Edwards is the WR1. I don't know what would give them that impression. The 0 targets last week certainly don't give that impression. They might. I don't know what they're going to do with. As a matter of fact, I think we ignore the Trey Diggs factor because I don't think we can predict what it's going to be.
Agreed.
You want to put Diggs on Hunter Renfrow in the slot? I don't think so. I don't see it. No, it's a good question, and
it's a really good question.
I'm glad that you brought it up because I'm trying to picture it. Like Bryan Edwards, he's not the guy. Is that actual Pepsi? That would be awesome. Like a giant cup of Pepsi. It would be better if it was.
It's not an IPA either. That's for sure.
Oh man, I hate IPAs so much.
Ugh.
All my friends drink IPAs.
I'm like the darkest beer guy. Like I love Guinness. I love like stouts, breakfast stout. Founders breakfast stout, so good. Yeah. Curmudgeon's Better Half. That's a super niche beer, but oh my gosh, amazing. Give me Guinness.
I only drink Guinness at an authentic Irish pub. I will not drink it at home.
We've talked about this. That's right.
Yeah, it tastes better at the pub.
100%.
Something about it. They know how to pour it. Something about it. Yeah, I'm not a dark beer guy. I'm not like a stout guy, but at the pub, when I go there and I get my shepherd pie, I like it with a Guinness.
I can really see you with that meal. It's easy to picture you.
Wings. Yep. You start with the wings. You always start with wings.
Absolutely.
Every meal starts with wings at the bar. And then you go into the shepherd's pie. Little lamb, little mashed potatoes. Whew. It's nice. Got to be the right place. Can't go to like some dive bar. It's got to be like a nice, where you go in and the wood is like nice and polished. You know what I'm talking about? Like really nice pub where like Chicago has that. Like you'd be like in the city of Chicago. All right.
We need to have a beer together. We need a DFS Army gathering. That's what we need.
It's gonna happen. I'm waiting. We're actually have one scheduled in Austin at Father of Three's house. After he wins the $1 million, he said he's having us all to his place in Austin. He's gonna barbecue.
That is awesome.
I've got it planned. Like I've already all right, that's happening. I'm in.
I love it.
See my ass leave the house once in a rare occasion. I don't like to leave the cave. All right, let's talk about Bud Light and Pizza Hut. Jason knows what's up. That is not what's up. That's not. It's really not what's up. But Bud Light does go with Pizza Hut very nicely. Okay. There's no barbecue in Denver. The only thing getting barbecued is us in Denver.
What?
Because you're getting barbecued in Denver. Because they have legal drugs there. Denver. That's what you
Geek,
do.
they have legal drugs like almost everywhere now.
I know.
2021.
Denver was the first place, so it gets the stigma.
Okay, fair.
It keeps the stigma. They have them here. We're in New York too, but Denver is the spot. We'll keep the stigma forever. All right, let's make a lineup, Bobbywow, because we don't even have a sheet. We're going straight to lineups.
We have a sheet right now. It just has names and ratings. I just got to figure out how to unhide it. So we'll get that up right after this.
There we go. All right, cool. All right, so let's say we're making a lineup for FanDuel. Let's talk about the captain position, and I think that, you know what we do. You know what we say with FanDuel, with DraftKings. We don't necessarily like quarterbacks up there, but I'm gonna include Dak Prescott in my mix. He does run for touchdowns. He also can spread the football around very nicely. But I think the best captain on this slate, didn't work. The effect didn't happen as I wanted it. Hold on, let me do that again. The best captain on the slate is none other than CeeDee Lamb. By the way, I mentioned the shepherd's pie. It's got lamb in it.
Oh,
that was all thought through, Bobbywow. You didn't even know. I was thinking 3 steps ahead. Why is Geek talking about shepherd's pie? Lamb. That was a hint as to the top captain play. CeeDee Lamb.
That was beautiful foreshadowing. Wow.
I watch Game of Thrones. I'm into the foreshadowing. So CeeDee Lamb, 7,600 left, quite affordable, and we already said Zay Jones. Put Zim on your team. You heard that?
The Zay Zone.
Zay Zone. Put Zim on your team. Zim.
I like it.
All right, I'm just making sure you heard it.
It gets silly on these late nighter. I've never been on a late night with you, Geek. It's getting
way
silly
too
already.
late at night, man. Wait a minute. Hold up. I'm supposed to do a Dom Station build for tomorrow too. We'll see if we get to that. That's going to get even crazier. Wheel of Time, which a new episode tomorrow night. Wheel of Time, love it for me, not good for the wife. Does that make sense?
It's good advice. Yeah. I mean, I've never seen it, but yeah, I get that.
You got to be like a fantasy super nerd to be into that. It's not like Game of Thrones that had crossover appeal at all. This one is strictly you like reading, that style of novel. Strictly. Yeah, I mean, everybody's been hanging with me all day. We're making lineups. We're hanging out. We're doing showdown breakdowns. It's crazy. I love it. All right, so CeeDee Lamb, Zay Jones, put Dak Prescott in there. We could probably, let's see, 8,005. Man, I got a lot of money left now that I got Zay Jones. I got Zim in there. Zeke. I got more to say about that show. Just about the handsomeness of the lead character. It looks out of place. It's too handsome. We already talked about Josh Jacobs. Waller. Come on, I want to get Zeke in there. But you get the idea. I think with Zay Jones, Bobbywow, you could fit whatever you want.
Yep.
Third and Renfro. Can we just fade third and Renfro? At 8,200 is so expensive.
Yeah, he's fine in cash.
Is Gallup playable at this price?
I think he is. I mean, again, he's going to be far lower owned with CD back and him being priced up. So he's a great tournament leverage play for sure.
You think people are going to not play? You know what? We have ownerships. Let's take a look. No, we don't. Forget I said that. It's too early for ownerships.
We did. I don't know where they went, but we did.
We did have ownerships for this one?
Yep.
Shit, I thought we did. I'm not sure if we did or we didn't, but nonetheless, we don't for this moment. So that's all right. I don't really need it to know what I need to know, which is CeeDee Lamb, top guy. I think Michael Gallup is playable. I think Dak, Zeke. Who else is playable as an MVP? Like if we had to do our MVP, our captain list, I think it's Lamb, Gallup, Zeke, Dak, Pollard at the lower end,
Waller
for sure.
And then my other guy would be, and again, tournaments, Josh Jacobs would be my other guy.
That's fair. Let me ask you this. So I'm going to throw some names at you. Are they MVP consideration at all? Derek Carr.
5%.
Yeah, and only +2 for me. So if you're playing Derek Carr, you got to find 2 or 3 of his turd pass catchers to include with him. He does not run for touchdowns. Dak, I'm saying yes. What about Cedric Wilson? Can he get there?
Probably not for me. I would say no.
Okay. Brian Edwards?
Yes. I think he, again, dart throw, MME, but yes, I'll have some captain Brian Edwards. The one guy that's kind of interesting is Dalton Schultz.
As a potential captain.
Yeah. Again, only for the ownership play, but he was targeted a ton last week. He was on the field for every snap, and I think he was targeted. He had like a 20% target share.
Yeah, I mean, 8 targets. He didn't get the touchdown last week, but if he does, he's looking at a 17, which is very solid for his price point. And a tight end is live for. I mean, he has a game where he would have been the nuts.
Yeah, it's MME for sure, but I don't hate a couple shots there.
Yeah, I'm not normally big on this style of tight end for captain, but we saw, we've seen Pat Freiermuth be the nuts captain. Similar thing. We've seen tight end actually be the nuts captain more often than in previous years this year.
Yes.
Is there a backup quarterback? Ooh. Is Marcus Mariota in play for the million? Done it before. It's happened multiple times this year.
Yes, I guess.
How about Dak re-injures himself? And my boy Cooper Rush comes in. And how much money are you willing to spend on that possibility?
For me,
zero
Cooper Rush.
Zero, not even one line.
Zero Cooper Rush.
I'm doing a Cooper Rush lineup. Then if I win the million, not splitting it with you.
Hey, you know what? That's fair. I'll have one money on Marcus Mariota. I'd much prefer him to Cooper Rush.
That's fair. Luckily, I didn't read the books, so I'm not noticing changes. I never read the books. I don't know anything about the story, so change all the plots all you want. Doesn't matter to me. All right, let's talk about. They're still talking about Wheel of Time. It's a good show, but it's not for your wife or you're like somebody who doesn't love that style of show. It's not like Game of Thrones. Like my wife would be like, I'm not watching that shit. What are you, crazy? My wife would be like, take your nerd stuff and get the hell out of my face. Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, Damon. And actually, I agree with you that Cedric Wilson has not looked good. He's had opportunities, and he's just not looked good. And you know what? Maybe it is Malik Turner. But Noah Brown seems like the guy they're giving.
I do think it'd be Noah Brown.
Yeah, it's been Noah Brown that seems to get those snaps. So I'd lean Noah Brown. I'd lean Noah Brown over him. I think you could play some Noah Brown. Actually, I'm at, who's that turd that gets you in there? That's super cheap, by the way. Look at Noah Brown. I mean, come on. That's the stuff, Bobby.
He's in the Zay zone.
Yeah, he's below the Zay zone. At that point, get rid of Zay zone completely from this lineup. If I'm not playing Noah Brown with that dude, so at that point you could start to actually make get Gallup in there, get a little Jacobs in there and do a little something different.
And that's the thing about this showdown slate. Quarterbacks oftentimes aren't in it because of how much they restrict salary. But on this slate, it wouldn't surprise me if Dak or Carr ended up in it just because you don't really need the salary savings. You got Zay Jones and Noah Brown.
Yeah. Mix those two turds into your lineup for sure. Now, one nice thing about FanDuel is we don't need the turds as much on FanDuel as we do on DraftKings. Like the Noah Browns and the Zay Jones, much less interesting here on FanDuel. As a matter of fact, on FanDuel, it's the tight ends. Not that we have a lot of backup tight ends in this particular game that are of interest, but it's frequently the tight end position that's getting us there. But let's talk about potential MVPs on FanDuel here. And obviously, I think they're lined up pretty well. Dak, Carr, Zeke, maybe some Jacobs, maybe some Lamb, maybe some Waller.
Yep, that's exactly how I have it.
Yeah. I'm not really sure. I'm interested in anybody else at captain. Dalton Schultz, 2%, 2 touchdowns. Goes crazy.
Could happen.
Couple of points, that's it. Don't do much. Tony Pollard, only if Zeke got hurt. Could he get there? Need a couple of little taste. It's very thin. But the most likely scenario would be, for me, this guy.
Yep, agreed.
Unlike the other site, CeeDee Lamb is priced correctly. But let's say you're making sort of a cash lineup. Is there anybody that you found, Bobbywow, that's like cheap enough to play that opens some salary up here? Is it? I mean, they didn't.
Dang it! My cat is infiltrating.
That's okay. Let's see the cat.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, there he is. That's a boy, right? The boy
His
or
name
girl?
is Bruce. Bruce,
Yeah.
yes, is a boy. Yeah, I mean, Brian Edwards is cheap. Kickers are obviously cheap.
Not that cheap.
Zay Jones is cheap. No, I don't know. I think Dalton Schultz is probably as cheap.
Ooh, okay.
as you
Dalton
can get
Schultz, I
safe.
really like that. Okay. So I think the way to play this, based on what I'm seeing, you could probably squeak in one of these 8K guys. How about Daniel Carlson at 8,500?
Yep.
Man, it would have been nice to have Cooper at 10K. But yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys played poorly last week. Malik Turner, we saw it here, guys. He was not on the field even last week after with both Cooper and Lamb out of the game. Malik Turner only 11%. So that seemed to be the guy who came in when Lamb went down. Noah Brown seemed to have been in the game the whole time, or for more of the game. I guess they play a lot of 4 wide receiver in Dallas because Noah Brown has a lot of snaps and was in the game.
Jarwin's hurt. Yep.
Yeah. So with Jarwin hurt, they've been playing a lot of 4 wide receiver. But again, that's Noah Brown. So I guess what you're going to do here is, mix in like a turd like this. And then you can kind of, I mean, the lineups look really good with one turd in the mix.
Yeah.
They look really good. You can get both. You can get a couple running backs in there or 2 quarterbacks. I can go to Zeke instead of Derek Carr. The lineups look pretty good. Yeah, a lot of ways to work it.
Yep.
With one turd. I'm trying to do one with no turds. Hold on. Let's do a turdless horseman lineup. Okay. Josh Jacobs gets a touchdown. 87. We go last 2 spots. The closest thing to a non-turd down here, again, Brian Edwards or Cedric Wilson.
What about double kicker?
A double kicker I'm down with. Oh, yeah. Oh, can that work? No. 8750. You got 8,500, 9K. Yeah. It's kind of a cashy lineup, right?
Yep.
By the way, talk about tilt zone, Bobbywow. I told you this.
Let's hear the story. Yeah.
I'm in first fucking place in the last showdown. Okay. It was that shitty ass game. I did my, what do I call that? I can't even remember again. The brute force attack.
Yes.
I was like, I got this. Who played on Monday night?
The Bucks.
Oh yeah.
And the Giants.
Bucks, Giants, loading up on Brady, all of that. Brute force attack. Going under owned a little bit on Leonard Fournette, which really worked out.
Yes.
So I'm in the nuts. I had a lot of Ron Jones Jr., way over the field. I actually forced him in. I made a rule that said play Ron Jones Jr. 10% and do not allow the cat. It's just like, hey, give me attention. Do not allow the running back. So I did Jones with no Fournette, which means all of my Jones lineups were looking good already because Fournette didn't have a good game.
Yep.
Nuts. And in good nuts position, like up $3-4 grand nuts on a like a $3 entry.
Wow.
So I'm not with a giant group because only 2% played
RJ.
Yeah, Ron Jones Jr. So I have an edge on the field, right? Especially because I made the rule to disallow him with Fournette. That was key, guys. Because if it's with Fournette together, he doesn't hit in the good lineups. So I made it so that my Jones lineups didn't have Fournette. That last field goal caused like a mathematical scenario where for some reason, and I don't think it hit the nuts, but it wasn't a nuts play, but just like for some reason, a 2 kicker lineup that like a million people used passed me by 1/10 of a point. And then all I needed was Kadarius Toney to get one more anything on that last 2 drives of the Giants. The Giants do nothing just to get sacked. They look like dog shit. Get the fucking offensive coordinator fired. It was horrible. But all you needed to do was give me one more anything, and I go my lineup crosses right back into first. So I went from up like $4 grand to down where I only took out $88 of the money I put into that one.
Oh gosh.
And all by 1/10 of a point.
The brutal part for me in that story is there were so many more opportunities for Ronald Jones to get carries, but they gave him to Keyshawn Vaughn, was it? Brutal.
Yeah,
he needed one more yard.
Yeah, they had. That's Jones. Right. They could have just given Jones another play when they had it just to blow out the game. No, they take Brady out like it was the worst, and it was that last field goal which they didn't even need.
Oh,
I was
brutal!
Like, you've got to be shitting me right now. That actually, I'm still tilted about it. Multiple days later,
just got to win tomorrow now.
Yeah, but I wanted that money. I was like, yeah, I can't wait to post a screenshot. Everybody gonna fucking be like, yo, Geek fucking killed it.
Had that your third takedown this year, Showdown.
Yeah, but normally I should be taking down more. I like the amount of misses that I've had.
Oh my gosh.
Like that. Like the field goals, overtime, weird thing. Missed field goals in overtime that caused it's been like the tiltiest Showdown season ever this year. Thank goodness like a lot of our members are just taking them down constantly. So I feel like our content is good, but I want a little taste too. I want me to win.
Of course.
Yeah, winning cures it all. You know what's up. All right, guys. Again, this was a long one. We're hanging out. It's crazy. It's the night before. I'm a little out of my rocker here. You know what I mean? But I think, Bobbywow, what we'll do is we'll save the Sunday night or the Thursday night Showdown for tomorrow. We'll do it. I'll do it when I get home for my Thanksgiving festivities.
Okay.
Save it. So again, reminder, like and subscribe to the channel, blah, blah, blah. Like, subscribe button, all that shit. And get signed up at DFS Army. Promo code Black Friday, 50% off your first month, weekly, monthly, whatever you do. You can check it out for a week, half price for the week. Check it. I don't suggest that. Do the month, get half price for the month. That's $35. It's less than $1 a day. It's really with inflation. At the end of the month, what's $35 worth? Nothing. You might get a blue mooned up Geek tomorrow after all that turkey and blue moons doing a showdown. I'm going to be like, yeah, I don't fucking know. Like, we might be that version, but probably not. I got to drive home.
Are you going somewhere? You guys going to family?
Yeah, I'm going to family. It's a little weird. We thought about not going because the COVID yet, but it's enough. I didn't go last year. It's got a booster.
Is it your family or your wife's family?
It's my wife's brother's wife's family. Like it's my wife's family.
Okay.
Yeah, wife's side. But I just watch football. I like going to Thanksgiving because I literally plant myself on the couch. I don't have to do anything.
You're not cooking. You're not cleaning.
No cook, no clean, no hosting,
Yes.
no small talk. If you want to
Oh.
talk to me, come sit next to me while I'm watching the football game, and don't talk a lot. I'm watching the game. That's how I do it. No small talk. I'm just like, dude, I'm watching the game. What the fuck? Why are you bothering?
I don't buy that.
Yeah, it's the in-laws law. No, I like everybody at the like. They all want to watch football too. They're playing DFS. Like,
Yeah.
They gamble too. They're all like sick gamblers. It's fine.
So the question is then, are you going to be watching the Bears-Lions game?
Yes, the first game
Okay.
I'm definitely watching.
Okay, good.
Like I said, I'm watching the. No, when I tell you this, I legitimately plant myself in front of the TV. What do you got, baked brie? Bring it over here. I'll try some. Little baked brie. I'll have it.
Ugh.
You don't like baked brie? Baked brie is good. You've never had baked brie. You don't even know what it is.
It's true. I've never had it. Okay,
I knew it.
fair.
If you've had it, you wouldn't make the. I would think that too, until you tried it, and then you're like, dude, baked brie is fucking awesome.
So I think we got to end this way, Geek. I think we need everyone's favorite Thanksgiving dish in the comment section, and I want to hear yours. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish, all time?
My favorite Thanksgiving dish. Like I'm not gonna say all time because dishes get crazy, but
Okay.
dishes like they get ethnic, they get crazy. But the thing that I look forward to personally the most at Thanksgiving, I like the stuffing.
Yeah,
I like stuffing.
I'm with you. Do you put gravy on it?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
gotta put gravy on that shit. You need good gravy. Yeah, he's got
You
the
do.
sweet potato casserole. I mean, what about is your favorite stuffing also that's your favorite thing at Thanksgiving? Like, what do you do? I assume you do really traditional.
Yeah, I mean, it was like mashed potatoes and gravy for a while. I think it's probably my mom does like these sweet potatoes with the marshmallows on top.
Oh, my mother used to make that too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Don't eat a ton of that, but get a little brown sugar. It's so good.
Little mac and cheese with the crumbles baked in the oven with the crispy top. That's pretty cool.
Speaking of crumbles, those little French onion fried, you know what I'm talking about?
I know what those are.
On top of the green bean casserole. That's pretty dang good too.
That is like from the 1950s Campbell's soup can recipe.
Yes.
It's on
Yes,
the
it
can.
is.
It's still, and the French's brand.
Yes.
Like, who thought that you could pre-fry onions and then put it in a can and then eat it like months later and it's fine?
Oh my! I used to snack on those so much. Oh
really?
my gosh!
Oh, it's so unhealthy.
So bad. It's so bad.
So unhealthy, dude. Fruitcake. Really? No one eats fruitcake, Mega Royal. No one eats that shit. No one. Loaded potatoes. Yeah. Everybody's got good. So listen, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. For real.
Yes.
Special day. Make your lineups tonight, for goodness sake, and give a little bit of attention to your families tomorrow. or watch the games without like having to be on your phone, maybe, would be my advice. Spend time with the kids, but not too much. I don't want too much. A little bit. Not too much. Don't go overboard with the family time. A little bit. That's what I would say. What about you, Bobbywow? What's your advice for everybody Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I would probably say the opposite. I don't know that I'm going to act it tomorrow, but yeah, get some family time. You know what? If you're going to watch the football games, block off that time in between kickoffs, in between games. That's all family time. 100% pure family.
That's when building lineups.
Watch the games.
That's when you're making the lineups.
Well, you know what? Then I don't know. I can't condone that. Make them all before.
Like, what are you supposed to do? I got lineups to build. Guys, be quiet. What about a charcuterie tray? You ever have a charcuterie tray? Like cheese and stuff?
Yeah.
That's nice.
It is good. Yeah, that's more like an appetizer, isn't it?
Yeah. I like the appetizer more than the meal. Is it bad to say I hate turkey? I don't really enjoy it.
I don't think it's bad.
Like, I don't really enjoy it.
I hear that more often these days.
I'd rather have
like whatever.
I'd rather have a steak. I'd rather have anything almost. Not a fan of turkey. I'll eat it tomorrow because it's like the star of the dish.
Yep.
But a lot of gravy and cranberry sauce. Oh, one more thing, guys. This is really good for the comments. Cranberry sauce, homemade or from the can? Some people like cranberry sauce from the can more than homemade.
I hear you can only do from the can. That's what I'm seeing on Twitter. Like, that is the way.
No.
Forget homemade.
No one has had good homemade cranberry sauce. No.
So it's all right?
They're just don't know how to make it.
Okay.
Yeah, the shape of the can thing, no.
Oh,
Fresh,
so you're not a can guy.
No. Fresh.
Oh.
Don't serve me no fucking canned sauce, bro. I'm like, what is this shit? Why is it so shaped?
I forget who it was. It might have been Big Cat saying like can. Big Cat from Barstool saying can is the only way to go. Like,
there's a debate going on, and I don't get it.
Okay.
I'm like, have you had homemade cranberry sauce? It's freaking awesome. You can cut up some pineapple in there.
Is anything canned better than homemade? Anything?
No.
How could it be?
People love the canned cranberry sauce. It's the thing, and they want it in the shape of the can, like without mushing it down.
That's the least appetizing thing that I've ever heard. Maybe.
Yeah, dude, you guys have not had good cranberry sauce at all. It's easy to make cranberry sauce. Just boil cranberries, put some sugar in it.
Yeah,
I
know we got to go. Favorite dessert, though. I got to hear the favorite dessert.
If we're talking about Thanksgiving dessert, I do not like pumpkin pie at all.
Way overrated. This stuff's gross.
Yeah, so I like a cheesecake.
Oh man.
Yeah, I like
just plain.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, without the fruit, like a plain, like a Junior's cheesecake. We have a really good cheesecake place around here. That's what I would prefer, or anything with like a tart with fruit. Let's like I like tarts, like anything with like fruit in it.
Yes.
What about you?
It depends. I'm either key lime pie, which I don't know. You can make the argument it's Thanksgiving, or French silk pie. Those are my two.
What's that?
French silk pie.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my God, Geek.
I have no idea what that is.
French silk pie. Okay. This weekend, get yourself a French silk pie. It is so.
Why don't I know what it is?
Good. I don't know
what it is.
It's crazy. It's like Giannis just finding out you can dip your Oreos in milk. It's that good.
French silk pie? What's in the pie?
There's like chocolate shavings on top. There's whipped cream. There's like chocolate mousse. Oh, it's so holy moly. It is good.
So it's mousse with little whipped cream and chocolate shavings? Okay.
Yes.
Never had it. Or if I've had it, didn't know the name of it.
If you had it, you'd remember.
Mega thinks it's called French soap pie. That's how much he's never had it.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. That was crazy. All right. We did like 20 minutes at the end of the showdown, just hanging out and talking shit. I wonder if you could leave if you didn't want to hang out for that part of it. The showdown breakdown was gone. All right, guys. That'll do it. Game 2. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Enjoy your family. Let's make some money. Helmets up, top of the leaderboards. Where are my turds at? Turds are going to be flowing after tomorrow's meal.
Oh.